I mentioned that there's a gentleman here who is a yogi, who is into holistic health, who's been practicing here. He studied in Japan, China, Vietnam, lots of places. He has a practice here to work with people not only around personal issues, around health issues, but I've invited him here tonight to speak for a few minutes about how you can calm yourself down, breathing, or whatever. I don't know what he's going to say, but please welcome Mr. Anthony Williams.
So I'm channeling me being stopped in Tiburon, Belvedere. This was about 3 years ago. So I'll be going in and out of that. Right, so I was coming from a...
Be sure you use a mic when we're recording.
Huh? Look better than the light.
Better than the light standing up here.
I hate standing up. Well, as I stand up here, you guys sit up tall in your chairs. No, sit up tall in your chair. So you just got stopped, right? So I'm in Belvedere, just coming from a yoga. I don't need this. Come from a yoga workshop, and I committed the biggest crime in America. I was with a fellow yogi who was a white woman, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm driving, so y'all already know what it is, right? And so lights go on behind me, so I already knew what it was. So I went into that mode, just relax. And so I didn't really know her well, so I know she probably hadn't been stopped with a black person before. So now she was going to see how we live. So I just told her, I said, you just be calm, just comply. And so cop comes up. So before he came up, hands on the steering wheel, sit up nice and tall. So I'm kind of telling you, sit up nice and tall. This is what you're going to do. Sit up nice and tall. And so fear, anger lives here. Short, shallow, right? So you can consciously move the breath down, right? I see some of you interlock your fingers, put your hands on your belly, right below your belly button. This is called your dantian. This is the powerhouse of your body. So you want to be right below the diaphragm, below the belly button, right? And so when you inhale, your belly should get big, right? Notice if you inhale, no, you don't want that. You want to be right here, right? And then the top of your head, just try to sit up nice and tall. This is your instrument. So if you're collapsed like this, you can't breathe properly, right? So just sit up nice and tall, hands on the steering wheel. So then you can also direct, you may be nervous, squeeze the shit out of the steering wheel, right? Maybe 5 seconds, then relax. All the while breathing down into your dantian. And so it comes to the window. So I went on the offensive. And so my goal was to go home. Hello, officer. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? So I know these are all crazy questions, but he's going high. I'm going to go low. So my mindset was to go low, go home. So I'm just, oh, we're coming from here. We're going there. Is this a stolen car? He's trying to get that rise. Nope. No, it's not. Da-da-da. Who's this person? She's like, what do you mean? I said, just comply. Give me your ID. Goes back to his car. Comes back. Same line of questioning. Where you coming from? Where are you going? So in my mindset, every question he asks is legitimate. Right? So if you have that mindset, you don't get mad. So I'm like, coming from here, going there, doing this. Then he said, I'm going to need you to get out the car. So I had to breathe a little deeper. I had to make a decision, because if he gets crazy, I'm going. So I said, let me get out the car. So I got out the car. Then he brought me to the back of the car. He said, yeah, another reason why I stopped you, he looked at the registration. So I had what everyone does, year upon year upon year upon year, right? That was illegal. So this is legitimate. So I said, officer, what do you suggest I do? You the man, you the smart one here. Well, when you get home, you can put some hot water on it and, scrape it off and blah, 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 blah. Thank you, officer. You just gave me some game. So he couldn't get the rise that he wanted, right? So what he said, congratulations, you're going home tonight. He stamped it. White man's letting you go home. I said, thank you, officer. Right? Because I had the right mindset, breathing in the right place. I won the game. Right? Now, in my mind, I was having different conversations. None of your fucking business where I'm going, where I'm coming from. Right? But no, this is what I'm... So you can control those situations, first about having the will to, this is what I'm going to do. Right? This is my mindset. I'm going to go on the offensive, right? I'm going to be calm, poised, and relaxed. And where does that happen? It happens down here. The opposite of that being angry, aggressive. You've never seen anybody lose their mind breathing down into their dantian, right? So that's a physical place. And again, you can start to channel that energy. So if in your body, bring it to your hands. So if you don't have the steering wheel, so even here, if I'm, have fear of speaking publicly, I can just hold the podium. I'm doing the same thing with the podium, right? So this is what orators do: squeeze the podium. You don't know what I'm doing, but I'm squeezing the podium. I'm bringing all of that stress to the podium, and then I relax, right? So that's what you can do. Any questions, comments?
Take them through maybe 2 minutes.
Okay.
An exercise.
So I'll sit down, right? So sit up nice and tall. Yep. In through the nose. Palpate the top of your head. So this is called hyapue, right? So imagine that you're attached to the ceiling, right? You suspend it here, so you're hanging, so you have to get axial extension. Bring your hand back down. And so interlock the fingers again, right on the belly, right below the belly button. And as you inhale, energetically, just sit up, sit up, sit up. Belly gets big. And on an exhale through the nose. And then inhale, so what you can turn on is what we call ujjayi breathing. You can start to hear your breath. Hear the inhale as well as the exhale. So there's a slight constriction in the back of the throat. So you can hear, the breath becomes audible. It's called ujjayi breathing, victorious breathing. So hear that breath as it goes in through the nose, down to the dantian, and hear the exhale. Let's take 3 more cycles of breath like that. If you want to close your eyes, close your eyes. Energetic, you're sitting up nice and tall, top of the head, suspended from the ceiling. As you exhale, just maintain that length. And you can take your hands down, just put them on your knees. And for an extra way, again, to release any residual stress or energy, just squeeze your knees maybe for 5 seconds as you breathe into the dantian, and then just relax. Another quick thing that you can do when the cop is coming to your window, you can just give a nice You ever notice at the end of a long day, you get that sigh? That's the body speaking to you. The body wants to release, right? So, give me 2 of those. Now, the science behind that, too, is the vagus nerve, like the longest nerve in your body, right, goes through your vocal cords. So chanting, singing, activates the vagus nerve, right, which sedates the sympathetic nervous system. So the part of the nervous system that is fight, flight, freeze, it sedates that. So Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, insults?
Anything. Thank you very much.